We're Amanda, Cody, Everest, and Sage, and this is Twins Outside.
So I woke up this morning and I was like, kind of want to go to Sweden. So we're taking a little spontaneous weekend trip to Gothenburg. We basically just have to take a train up to Frederikshavn and then a ferry across Gothenburg. So I think it's about an hour train ride and then maybe like a 3-hour ferry. So I figured it'd be a cool little weekend getaway. We've been really wanting to go to Gothenburg. We've heard great things. And the weather is pretty nice. It's like 7 Celsius and light winds, which winter here is perfect weather, honestly. So we decided why not make the most of it. We have a free weekend. Let's just take a little trip, get away, go to a city we've been meaning to go to. Yeah, so we are getting all packed up. We'll probably leave in about an hour, so we decided like 30 minutes ago we're gonna go on this trip. And now we're almost ready to go, so pretty good. This is what I love about Europe, is just being able to go on quick trips and get to just some really cool places. It's just something that's unique about Europe, that we can just take a weekend trip to Sweden if we want. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're off. We take the bus to Aalborg city center and then we take the train to Frederikshavn, which is where the ferry port is. The boys really love train rides because they can lounge about, eat snacks, and just enjoy the ride. We then just wander around Frederikshavn a little bit, have some coffee before we head to the ferry port. Okay, we got coffee. We are headed to the port to get on the ferry. It's like right back here. Alright, so we took the ferry over from Frederikshavn yesterday. It was about 3.5 hour ferry ride, which was an 1.5 hour train ride from Aalborg. So we arrived in Gothenburg, Sweden, and then we just walked through the city to get dinner, like just pick up dinner, and then came back to our Airbnb. So today we're actually going to fully explore. We're pretty excited. It seems like a really cool town with a lot of free activities, which is really nice. I played really hard on the ferry, probably harder than they ever have. Everest made some friends with these boys that are probably like 8, and he was playing hide and seek with them most of the ferry ride. They would hide and he would go and try to find them, and then when he found them he'd go, "Gotcha!" And then if he couldn't find them, then they would usually like sneak up behind him, and then once he noticed them, then he would chase after them. So he was just running the whole ferry ride, which is super nice. They had so much area for kids to play, but it definitely got them a little overtired. And then we went to bed late, so it was a rough night with sleep. Especially with all 4 of us just sleeping in the bed. We're gonna go explore. We leave tomorrow, so not very long to explore. So we're just gonna be out all day today, probably. All right, so we'll show you what we get up to. Our Airbnb was in the basement of an old house, so it was a bit weird of a design and tight quarters, but we were only there for a couple nights, so it was good enough for us, and there were plenty of toys to entertain the boys, which is really all that we need. Not sure what this last room was. It had a shower and random chairs, while also a coffee maker and a microwave. So I guess a bit of a multi-purpose room. For an event-filled day, taking the tram into the city and just seeing what Gothenburg has to offer. The tram rides were so efficient. It was really easy way to get around the city, some of the best public transit that we've seen. And of course we had to get some pastries for breakfast because we love our pastries. this really cool fortress at the top of a steep hike uphill that has views overlooking the whole city. So it's a really cool spot to see and free to explore the grounds. I think it might also be open 24/7. After wandering around the grounds of the fortress for a little bit, we decided to walk over to the park that the zoo is in. Saw some ducks and then headed towards the zoo. Another uphill climb. The zoo was really cool because it felt like we were just walking through a park, but with animals in it, and they were all animals that would be native to the area instead of things like tigers and monkeys. It's just wildlife that you would probably see in this area anyways. So it felt like they were in more of a natural habitat, which was really cool to see. This is a really nice area to just take a walk, explore around a little bit, and it's free. Finishing up lunch, we walked around Kungsten Park before heading to Palm House, which is a free botanical garden type building. You can just walk around and see a bunch of cool plants. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want. When in Sweden, we always go to candy shops that you can just get a big bag of candy, and they always have really good vegan options, which is awesome for us since we don't eat gelatin. So of course we had to get a bag of candy once the boys woke up before heading to the library. After playing at the library for a little bit, we just grabbed some Thai food on the way back to the Airbnb and called it a night. The boys are watching TV in the living room / bedroom, so I'm just in the shower room / kitchen / washer dryer. It's a very weird setup of this Airbnb. We have to go into the cold, like uninsulated hallway to get to the bathroom, which is fun in the middle of the night because it's freezing. But anyways, so today we spent the whole day around the city, and it was really, really cool. There's just so many free things to do. All the activities that we did today were free, without even meaning to only do free activities, but that's just all the cool things I found to do in Gothenburg just like happened to also be free, which is insane. So obviously we spent money on food and candy, but all the activities we didn't spend any money on, which was super exciting because it kept all of us entertained the whole day. So honestly, we really love the city. I really want to come back in the summer when we can kayak and swim and hike. Apparently there's a lot of really cool spots to do that, as well as be able to be out in the city just in warmer weather. I think would be awesome. But even in winter, it's a really cool destination, and I definitely will come back. Honestly, I think it might be my favorite city I've ever been to. Gothenburg is really, really cool. I highly recommend it, and I feel like I've never heard anybody talk about Gothenburg before, which I thought was weird with how much we really loved it. Plus, I always find Sweden a little more affordable than Denmark, and then especially Norway. Norway is pretty pricey. But Sweden's always a little bit more affordable. We found a really affordable Airbnb. The public transit is really great in this city. We could easily, from our Airbnb, get to the city center and get to everything we wanted to do. So yeah, I would definitely highly recommend Gothenburg, honestly, especially with little kids. There are some big hills, so we pushed the stroller and did a lot of walking and a lot of work. I think it's definitely worth it. We got a workout out of it. We slammed everything into one day since we leave super early tomorrow, so I think we got to see a lot of it. We have a ferry ride at 7:30 in the morning, so we're probably gonna take the 5:50. It's 5:50 a.m. tram over to the ferry port. Really wasn't that expensive. All we really spent money on food. We spent $144 on this Airbnb for 2 nights, and then I think it was like $89 for the ferry. And then obviously like the public transit, which I could do a full breakdown. I'll show you in the morning our journey out, at least a little bit of it before we close up. And just like that, it is 5 a.m. and time for us to head back to the ferry. Boys played a little bit before we headed back with a less impressive kids play area, but we had it all to ourselves.
This is Cody, and we are on the ferry heading out from Gothenburg. We had some highlights for sure. The boys had a lot of fun playing at the parks. For Sweden, I really would say that I like Gothenburg a lot better than Malmo. So if you're ever in the Sweden area, I would check out Gothenburg. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and catch you on the next trip.